enough yet to see.
I'm pretty sure they haven't lost yet. And I think they're whatever and one against the spread. So I think it's a safe bet. If you bet them all year long, and that's the only bet that you make throughout basketball season, I mean, I talked to him today, and he said, I'm going with the same thing this year. So if he says it, man, he didn't miss
he's my
last year.
go-to as well when it comes to NBA. So, yeah.
No, definitely. But another thing is, what does it do to the handicappers? You know what I mean? Like, how relevant or how good can a handicapper be if the players are cheating or the refs are cheating? Or you know what I mean? It's just it's crazy.
Eventually, like, people are going to get fed up, and maybe gambling goes away because this was the big problem with. And I don't want to get too much into it. We can go on for a long time about this, but having all the states do the legalized sports betting, the biggest issue was, how do we know it's going to be fair? And is there going to be problems? And look at us now. We're finding out that that's like a legit claim. And it kind of makes me want to shy away from betting a little bit. I know I won't, but I might. I don't know. Nothing's come out about the NFL yet, and that's my main betting. And I win and lose, just as much. But I don't know. It's kind of I don't know what to say about it. It's kind of. Hold on one second.
How is that for being live? That is a technical difficulty if I've ever seen one. I apologize about that. That was on me. I had a flicker in power and everything went out. But I am back, and I am happy Mike is back.
I just had somebody knock on the door. It looks like, I don't know, salesperson or something. I'm so sorry. What a coincidence. Same time.
Craziest thing, man. I had like a flicker of power and everything went out, and it's not even bad weather, bro. I don't know. So,
yeah.
Anyways, sports betting.
I went on my little rant. I thought you were just putting me on so I could have my little rant about the sports betting, and we'll see where it goes from here, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's a shame because most people have to do. Everybody does it to win, but some people do it for financial gain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's their income. And yeah, man, it just sucks to know that you could have caught some bad beats on some scams out there. All right, so let's get into college a little bit before we move on. All right, Canes last week, how'd they do?
We got Cristobal again, and I'm guilty. I'm guilty of singing his praises, and he finally put it together, and it's the same thing. I mean, last year, the year before, we start off strong, win some big games when we need to, and then lose to people we have no business losing to.
SMU's a good school. Man. Yeah. They compete. Bless you. They compete every single week. As a Canes fan, do you get tired of hearing Cristobal like after the game when they lose? Like, is the same lines like in his head? I don't know. It just feel like,
I mean, it's just typical coach speak. Not a lot of Canes fans, the chatter is he's such a great recruiter, and we get tons of stars to come in. I mean, we lost Ward, we brought him back. It's just.
How has that done for you this year?
Yeah, I don't think it's Beck. I think it's coaching.
Well, I mean, the coaches aren't throwing those INTs, bro.
I know. He's had a couple rough games. He has. And so the interception he threw at the end of the game, I don't know. Why aren't we running there? I mean, we have a power running game.
Makes no sense.
I lean towards coaching.
No, definitely.
It was a little spat on the sideline with the offensive coordinator and Cristobal, and I don't even know what that was about. But I don't know, man. It's your job, Mario Cristobal, to get this team up for your lesser opponents. Like We should have no problem with SMU. We should have had no problem with Louisville. It's an absolute disgrace that we lost those 2 games. I mean, it was only weeks ago we were talking about this team being maybe the best team in the nation, and talent-wise, I think it's there, but coaching-wise, it's not.
Well, I mean, at some point you gotta, promote the guy, make him AD so he can handle recruiting, and get a coach in there that can handle the fourth quarter. I mean, I think that's where you're at.
Yeah.
All the talent in the world, but unfortunate. So, real quick, one last thing about college, so we can get into football. Indiana Hoosiers, bro. I don't know if you remember, but we talked to them. Like, we gave out some bets, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks ago, and they were playing Illinois. Illinois was ranked 16. They were ranked like 24, 19 to 24, something like that.
Yeah.
But they were favored. Indiana, who was less ranked.
The lower team was favored.
Right. And we talked about it. We're like, what does Vegas know that we don't?
Right.
Apparently they knew a lot.
A lot.
Ever since that game, I've been following Indiana. Man, I think Indiana's the truth.
You think they're legit?
I think they can score with anybody. And I think that their quarterback play has been incredible. They got a 4-year transfer from, what was it, Ohio, or was it Miami, Ohio? I have no idea. Ohio University he came from. Yeah, he was a 4-year player there. But yeah, no, he's doing it over here. He runs the RPO more effectively than anybody else in the country. So I expect big things. They're going to Penn State this week. I think I'm going to have to put my money where my mouth is.
What's the spread?
I wanted to say it was 12.5, something like that. When I looked at it, maybe it was a little bit more. But Ohio State handled them well last week. And if this team is as good as I think it is, then we should see a 3-touchdown victory, I'm guessing. But I'm on that Indiana bandwagon, and I'm calling it here right now. They go into the playoffs. I'm rooting for Indiana for the national championship. Go Hoosiers. All right. I don't know why I did that, because they're not my heart, but you know what? I'm with them right now. So go Hoosiers.
No longer just a basketball school, huh?
No, man. They're coming up, bro. Well, they've been good. They've been a ranked team consistently for a while. But they've been looked at as somewhat of a joke because they're not one of the big schools. So they get discarded a little bit like Florida State did from the playoffs when they went undefeated a few years ago. Regardless of whether they should have been there or not, the boys earned the shot to go. You know what I mean? And This is one of those schools who gets snubbed a lot. So I don't think there's going to be any argument this year. Definitely a playoff team, but we'll see where they fall. So let's get into the NFL. All right, let's go ahead.
We have some comments here. People want some advice.
All right, listen. Are you the father or are you not the father? Let me get in the comments. I was just kidding. I didn't say anything. I was joking, guys. All right. Before we get into it, I'm in a draft league, full PPR. Which side of this trade would you rather? Keenan Allen and Njoku, Dalton Kincaid, and Alec Pierce.
Kincaid is your dude. Alec Pierce. Definitely Kincaid over Njoku, but Alec Pierce over Keenan Allen. I would go Dalton Kincaid and Alec Pierce.
All right, this is what I think. All right, I'm going to go a little bit different than Mike on this one, and reason being is because I actually wanted to put Keenan Allen in one of our segments tonight. I know he's going to have a good week this week, and I expect him to kind of turn it on now towards the back half of the season. For me, Dalton Kincaid is sometimes yes, sometimes no, wishy-washy. Man, that's a tough one. You know what? I'm going with Dalton Kincaid. I'm going with you. Absolutely, because you got to go with consistency here, and we know that Buffalo is going to score. Yeah, definitely. All right, go with that Dalton Kincaid.
Keenan Allen, David Njoku for Dalton Kincaid and Alec Pierce. Yeah.
Who's a better start, J.K. Dobbins or Etienne?
Etienne. Oh, that's tough.
All right. I'm gonna tell you what doesn't look good this week is Jacksonville. All right. Overall, Jacksonville just doesn't look good. And the main reason being, I mean, at the end of the day, is their matchup. Okay. Jacksonville is they're at home, but they're playing Houston.
They're at Houston.
Oh, they're at Houston.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Definitely not. Oh, all right. You're
But the
talking
thing
about
with J.K. Dobbins is I think R.J. Harvey's starting to get a lot more.
Etienne hasn't looked good really at all this year. They're not utilizing him, I think, how they should. Then also, I don't know if you've noticed, but you got your RB2 and your RB3. They come in a lot for Jacksonville.
Yeah, they do.
So this week for sure, I would go Dobbins even as a RB2 because I don't think Houston is going to allow much for any running backs coming from the Jags. So I would go matchup wise there. What do you say, Mike?
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins. I would go matchup wise. Houston is tough.
All right.
We got one more.
All right. Start flex PPR. Trey Tucker, Kincaid, or Ramondre. I don't think Ramondre is playing this week. And,
he's not playing.
I don't think even if he starts, their matchup is going to favor the backup because they give up the defense that they're playing gives up tons and tons of catches, receptions to the running back. So I would actually, honestly, out of these three, if you can go ahead and you can pick up Trevion Henderson, he's probably in the waiver wire right now. If you can pick him up, he's definitely going to be better than Ramondre this week. Kincaid is good for 14 or 15 this week for sure.
I like Kincaid.
Yeah, Kincaid's definitely going to be. So how about this? I don't know who you have as a running back, but if you have a running back that's not a favorable matchup this week, and you're looking for somebody, you can get them on the waiver wire. Trevion Henderson. I'm definitely recommending take that.
Yeah, Trey Tucker going against the Broncos. That's another tough matchup. And so Trey Tucker, like the last few games, 6.8, 8.3, 12, 11, 4.9. He had one baller game where he scored 44, but other than that, he's been pretty, as the kids would say, pretty mid.
Pretty mid. Oh, you're down with the kid lingo, bro? Come on.
I got two little ones that come home saying all kinds of crap. So
all right, we got another one, Mike. Mason or Tracy? PPR already got to start Wanderlei.
I do not. I started Tracy last week, and it was terrible. I do not like Tracy very much. I'd go Mason here.
All right, Mason. Definitely, I'd go Mason. I think Wanderlei is going to have a good week this week. So that's a good
Wanderlei's been just kind of mid too, but
All right, but I'm going to give you one. Jonathan, I'm going to give you one. There's somebody in the waiver wire that I think would do you good this week. And go ahead and pick up Jamison Williams. He started to get more targets, and the Lions are telling him that he's going to get more. Probably be the best start out of all three of those this week. I'm going with it. All right, so definitely take that into consideration. All right, Mike, back to the NFL. All right, let's get started. Let's get rolling in this.
Let's do it.
What do you got for injuries? Anything new?
Jaden Daniels with that shoulder, man, that looked bad, right?
What are they saying? What are they saying on that?
I haven't heard the latest update. I'm pretty sure he's done for the year. It was his non-throwing arm, which is good news,
right,
in the long run. It looks like Mariota's going to be the guy there.
How does that impact the rest of the team's fantasy stats or anything like that?
So, McLaurin's been hurt, not doing much. Krosky Merritt has been a bum. I'm not too big on much going on in Washington right now, fantasy wise. I think Mariota's it's definitely a downgrade, right? So,
listen, at the end of the day, anybody on Washington shouldn't be your one. There should be no one. Deebo Samuels, who, if you can get return yards with him, can get you some points, but he's still not a WR1.
Right.
Unfortunately, Washington's in that spot, man. That sucks.
I've had to start Krosky Merritt in a few leagues because I was hurting it, and it's just barf. You know what I mean? It's been bad.
Yeah.
It's not been good.
So. That sucks. So, all right. Trades. Talk to me about
Trades
trades.
have been big. I mean, there's a couple more injuries too. Kraft,
Oh, okay, you got more.
who's been the number one tight end, right?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he's done for the year.
Now, they lost last week, right, to Carolina. So off topic a little bit, is Green Bay that good?
Is
I mean, like, because they look great.
Carolina better than we thought? I mean, Carolina's been winning some games here.
Oh, yeah. Well, what happens? They got on a roll after beating the hell out of that one sorry team.
Yeah.
What was that? Oh, the Dolphins.
I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, Green Bay, like at the beginning of the year, I thought they were a complete team and a contender. I mean, I don't think that anymore.
No, absolutely.
I think they're more pretenders than anything.
Well, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I consider them like a mid-tier level team at this point. And then now with that injury, that really, really hurts them. Actually, I think on my bets, I went against them this week, but we'll go ahead and see when that comes up. All right. What other injuries you got?
CJ Stroud's going to be out. So we're going to have Mills, the net, coming in.
I got a question about that. How do you feel that affects the overall offense?
So CJ Stroud's not been great. Mills is a capable backup. Honestly, I see the offense being about the same.
I do too. And that's why, like, when I'm looking at some things, I'm not, okay, they're starting the number 2 quarterback. No, I'm not. I'm not even paying attention to that. Yeah, so I'm with you on that, absolutely. Is that it? You got more?
That's like the main ones that I have here. So, I mean, Luke Musgrave for Kraft, if you're looking for somebody.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not big on Luke Musgrave, but
all right.
some targets.
So to recap your injuries, Washington, you shouldn't have anybody as your number 1, right? Basically, at the end of the day. Packers, injury, you're not picking up anybody to supplement any points there. Outside of Jordan Love, I mean, you really.
Yeah, I love Romeo Dobbs, and with Kraft out now, maybe he gets a couple more targets, but.
Right, but you gotta, something that I look at like every week is your starts and your sits and people that are questionable. If they're consistently in that conversation, you don't want people that are consistently in that conversation, because that means that they're not consistent.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and that's the terrible part there.
Yeah.
All right, so time to get into trades. Now you got to school me on this because I am not up to date too much on
so trades. The only thing that I know is everybody in the AFC East is either better than the Dolphins or positioning themselves to be better than the Dolphins.
Yeah, what did the Jets get? 4 picks?
4 number 1s, a couple number 2s. I mean, they are stacked with picks for the next 2 years.
I got to be honest, though. If you would have gave the Dolphins 4 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks for this past year, the year before that, the year before that, the year before that, I'm going to take it all the way back to 2016. I'm telling you, you can give the Dolphins that much draft capital, and they do not capitalize.
They do not have a good track record for
that. That is why. That's absolutely why they fired Chris Greer. So what we're going to do for you guys tonight, Fantasy Funerals, it's usually about a player that we retire to the waiver wire. We call it waiver wire held. We call the segment Fantasy Funerals. But this week, you guys know me and Mike, we're South Florida guys. We're Dolphin fanatics. So we're going to give you a special edition. It's the GM edition this week for Fantasy Funerals. Mike, why are you always crying at the end of every damn video, dude?
Every video. Those were tears of joy this time.
Man.
So
So
I heard something crazy and that I wasn't aware of. And I'm not even 100% if this is 100% true. But Chris Greer, I heard, has been with the organization, not necessarily as a GM, but for like the past 25 years.
yeah, since 2000.
We have not won a playoff game in 25 years.
But now we've buried him. He's gone. Now we can win. Not this year.
Or maybe not next year.
Maybe not next year. But 3 or 4 years from now, we should be a good looking team. Could be a good looking team. But again, it comes down to the owner picking the right GM.
How many times have we said 2 or 3 years we're going to be contending?
We've been saying that shit for 25 years, Mike. Mike, we've been saying that. You are what, 56?
46. Don't try me.
For how long? Yeah, thank you, Mike. Or what should I say?
Listen, I got a lot of gray hair, but you are right behind me, son.
How many times you been 46, Mike?
None yet. I will be.
Yeah,
December 1st.
Absolutely. Happy birthday, Mike. All right, so Mike, we got to get into some starts and sits, man. We're already halfway through the show, man. It goes by quick.
Goes by quick.
Right. So we're gonna go ahead and start Fantasy Tinder. Mike's gonna swipe right or left, depending on
my favorite part of the show.
Yes, living his single vicariously single life. I don't know which way you put that because I don't even really know what vicarious is, but we're gonna go with it.
Single life. We've been married for so long, not to each other, of course.
Or are we?
Oh.
All right, Mike. Coming up first, we got Trevion Henderson. All right, what do you think about this, Star? He is playing the Tampa Bay Bucks at Tampa Bay this week. So, I mean, we both know the Bucks have been great against run.
Yeah.
But they've allowed a league high in receiving yards to running backs. This is a running back who can catch the ball and make moves.
Yeah.
So I don't think Stevenson's going to be in the game this week. From what I'm hearing, we'll see. But even if Stevenson's in the game this week, I kind of like this guy, man. I think they're going to be throwing a lot out of the backfield. Obviously, if you game plan the right way, you exploit the other team's weaknesses, and you attack.
So I made the mistake of not starting Trevion Henderson last week, and I started Krosky Merritt, and I will not make that same mistake this week. I am swiping right.
Swipe right, baby. Swiping right.
Before we move on, though, is he crying, that picture?
You know what? The craziest thing, I cannot believe you noticed it. I did not want to call it out. I make these things every single week, and it's the same format every single week. But for some reason, this dude had tears. I swear to God, I have no idea how it happened.
Tears of joy because he's going to have a great game this week.
Or should we have swiped left? God damn it. That doesn't make you think. We're going to come back to this. Before we get on to the next one, though, real quick. Last week, we went back and forth with Trevor Lawrence and Bo Nix. I said start Lawrence over Nix.
I said never bench Nix.
It was close.
It was close.
It was close. So I'm hoping that everybody out there listening, if it wasn't Bo Nix, starting and you had somebody else, you at least knew that we thought Trevor Lawrence was going to score some points.
And he did. He had a good game.
He had a good game. He had a lot better game than a lot of other quarterbacks. So it would have been a good start. So what we're telling you guys with this Fantasy Tinder stuff, it works. We're going off matchups, and we'll give you some more matchups here. Next up, Jameson Williams.
Yeah, you just talked about him briefly.
I know, man. Look, John Morton, he's been saying that he's failed by not getting him the ball as much as he should get him. And this has come out recently. He's starting to get a little bit more touches. He had 4 catches, 66 yards, and a touchdown. He's got an easy matchup this week in the Commanders. I like him. I like him this week, and I think swipe right. Mike, what are you saying?
So I think Jameson Williams is a stud, and I am shocked he's not had a better year.
Right.
Hearing that they want to get him the ball more, because I think he deserves it, actually makes me very happy, and I am definitely swiping right on this.
It's just crazy because the dude is crazy talented, like you said. But when an offense has so many weapons, it's like, what are you going to do?
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, you're not going to take away from Amon-Ra,
Right.
but a good, solid number 2 wide receiver on a good offense is good for fantasy, right?
Yeah.
Look at the comments.
I know. Hey, so apparently, oh, what up, gangster? That's not the one I was trying to show. What's this one? Hi,
So
Uncle Mike.
These both of those are from my homies from work.
Oh,
My nickname at work, because I look like an old man, is Uncle Mike.
damn! Look, but the good thing is, Mike, who Zanny Root is. Zanny Root's gonna get you famous.
Yeah, no, she told me she's gonna have some people watching for her. So shout out to Zany, shout out to Ian. Ian was on the football team with my nephew.
All right, shout out to Ian and Zanny. Thank you for tuning in. All right, Mike. Next up, we got Dalton Schultz, Houston Texans, playing the Jacksonville Jaguars this week, man.
Yeah, so we talked about the offense is, under Mills probably going to be about the same, right?
Absolutely.
CJ Stroud's been whatever. Mills comes in as a solid backup, I believe. I mean, the longest neck in the NFL for sure, right?
Well, listen, this is what we do know, is that when backups come in, there's a lot more dump offs. There's a lot more short passes. Who benefits the most? The slot receiver, the tight end, and the running back.
Right.
Your number 1 and number 2 receivers, they kind of the ones that really get to fall off at this point. Dalton Schultz, man, he's been averaging over 5 catches a game. I expect him to do really, really big things in this game. And not to mention, they're like the second or third worst, the Bengals are, for tight ends, fantasy points per game this year. So I'm swiping right on this, Mike.
So I think, like, when it comes to tight ends, they're a backup quarterback's best friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Safety blanket. Usually your tight end's going to get open for you. Like you said, short dump offs, whatever it may be. I'm definitely swiping right on this as well. I like Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like you said, no, for Mills, there's not going to be any step down. If anything, it's going to be a step up for his position. All right, now Drake May, I know he's been killing it, and he's probably on a starter for most people out there. But this week, he's heading to Tampa Bay. All right, and I know it might be hard to bench him. I mean, but the Bucs are a tough matchup for him, man. What do you think?
You know my position, start your studs, right?
Right.
It's not fair for me to have to swipe right on him because being a Dolphin fan and watching the Patriots just get another good quarterback while we continue to struggle is tough. But Drake May's been money. So, I mean, I'm swiping right.
Yeah, no, but Tampa Bay's allowed just 1 passing touchdown, bro, over the last 3 games, man.
Yeah, and just like my argument last week with Bo Nix going against Houston, right? You don't bench your studs. If you have Drake May, I think you keep him in there.
I'm gonna go swipe left this week on Drake May. If you have a backup that has a more favorable matchup, I'd go ahead and take that. I think he's gonna get held in control this week for sure.
Okay.
All right. Up next, Rachaad White, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's facing the team we just spoke about. He's hosting the New England Patriots. All right, Mike, what do you think about this matchup?
Is he still starting, or is
Bucky could potentially return this week?
Yeah, because the last I saw, he was trending towards returning this week. I will say keep an eye on if Irvin is back, swipe left. If he's not, definitely swipe right.
If Irving is back or not, swipe left. The Patriots haven't given over 50 yards to running back this year.
There you go.
You got to go with the numbers. You got to go with that. Yeah.
I have Irving. If Irving's back, I will be starting him in 1 or maybe 2 of my leagues.
Mike, you're just going against what I said, bro.
I know it, but
Tampa Bay, any running back, don't start them this week. Any running back. Start anybody else. All right, next, Mike. Woo, Michael Penix. I don't know where this New England thing came up at. Damn, that's a second freaking error I had. All right, so you got Michael Penix, had a monster game last week. He is going into Indy this week. I don't know. I'm not sure which game's at. I'm not sure who's at home.
I have it pulled up here. Let me pull up the iPad.
Oh, shoot. You know who's at home?
Atlanta at Indy.
Berlin.
The 9:30 in the morning game. That's right.
Yes, morning game. All right. Okay. So, like I said, man, you know, he had a real good week last week. I think he had 3 touchdowns, scored like 28.7 against New England, which is pretty good. This week he goes up against Indy, man. What are you feeling like that on this week?
Yeah, I'm just not a big believer in Penix, really. I know he had a pretty good game last week. For me personally, unless
oh man, that was so crazy. I don't know if you guys caught that, but I coughed. Apparently I can do magic because when I coughed, I blew Mike off the screen. I am freaking phenomenal. All right. That is incredible. All right, Mike, one thing you didn't mention about this matchup for Mr. Penix is there was a player who was traded recently. I think is it Apple? No. Sauce Gardner. All right. He is going to hold down one of these receivers this week, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. But Michael Penix has a lot more weapons, you know. So I do think the number 1 wide receiver is going to get shut down this week, but I'm going to swipe right. And I think that he has enough talent around him, even with that number 1 shut down. I think that he's going to score again. I think he's going to keep that momentum going, and I'm going to swipe right. So we disagree on that one. Another quick comment. You got play Caleb or Knicks this week, Mike? Which way are we going?
you know my stance.
Where are you going, Mike?
Oh, Bo Nix all day.
All right, sorry, I got to plug this in here.
So you got Bo Nix against the Raiders.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Bo Nix all day.
I mean the Caleb is playing the Giants, and I get it, but I'm just Nix is probably gonna have a monster game.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think they're at home too, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, definitely. Broncos are a good team, man. They're not a great team, but they're a consistently good team, and I expect them to keep.
I mean, they're 7-2. I mean, they're playing very well, I believe.
Oh, absolutely. All right, so you were talking about trades. Our next player up, Jacoby Myers. He's expected to start this week after the trade coming from. Oh, I should have put him in a Jaguars uniform. Dang it. You know what's funny though? I actually made this before the deadline because I actually thought he was going to have a good week for the Raiders this week since they'd be playing from behind all week.
some garbage points.
I thought he was going to get garbage points, and you know that's part of matchups you got to look at too. Is there
garbage points are still points, right?
Hell yeah, you take them absolutely. All right, so he is expected to start this week. All right, what are you thinking?
I would swipe right. I mean,
I'm gonna swipe left. I'm gonna swipe left.
He might
doesn't know the playbook yet.
He doesn't know the playbook, but he does have talent, and they are thin at wide receiver.
100%.
At wide receiver,
he's gonna be the focal point, and he is gonna be playing the Texans. You know,
it is against Houston. You're right. That is a tough matchup. You're right. You know, I didn't even think about the matchup as far as Houston. Yeah, you know what? I'll go swipe left.
Swipe left on him.
Yeah.
All right. Ashton Janty, Las Vegas Raiders, and he's playing the Broncos.
Another tough matchup.
Terribly tough matchup. This dude has found the end zone 2 in his last 3 games. He's reached 20 touches only 3 times this year. He had 6 carries in the shutout loss to KC. Raiders might get shut out this week.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I just gotta stick by my guns. You start your studs, right? This was your first or second round pick when you're drafting, right?
Yeah.
This is a guy you just keep in your lineup. I know the matchup's rough, but I don't have any shares of him. But if I did, he would be in my starting lineup. So I'd have to swipe right.
I'm definitely swiping left on this. Just matchup, just trend. I don't know. He ain't been nothing really this year. And I'm a swiping left, man. Man, we're disagreeing a lot today, Mike.
Yeah.
All right. Troy Franklin, Denver Broncos wide receiver. Favorable matchup against the Raiders. Again, man, we got a lot of players. I didn't realize I was getting all these same team. But anyways, Troy Franklin, what do you think, Mike?
If you remember a few episodes back, we've talked about Troy Franklin and that how he was slowly becoming Bo Nix's go-to guy, even over Sutton, right?
Yeah.
Then he had a quiet game or two, and maybe you thought maybe it's just going to pan out. But I believe Troy Franklin's going to be the dude there.
Well, no, I agree with you. Like you said, we talked about him. We knew he was up and coming. Then it got quiet for a little bit. But he's seen 28 targets, man, in the last 3 games. He is the most targeted player on the team at this point. And, I mean, the only drawback from him is most of his production comes from within, 10, 15 yards. So might not see an outrageous amount of yards coming from him. But it's hard to pass up somebody getting 10 or more targets a game.
And they're playing the Raiders.
The Raiders. Come on. Start.
I'm swiping right. I like Troy Franklin.
Swipe right. All right. Next up, tight end for the Buffalo Bills, Dalton Kincaid.
Here's the thing. They're playing the Dolphins.
Boom. Hold on, Mike. Hold on. Mike, let's restart this. Next up, Dalton Kincaid, Buffalo Bills tight end.
Here's the thing. They're playing the Dolphins.
Oh, I had a delay on that. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. That's the Dolphins, by the way. All right. So what do you think, Mike?
Yeah, Dalton Kincaid to the moon. Swipe right. You're lucky enough to have him. He's got to be in your starting lineup. I would put him in a flex spot because he's going to score some points.
Damn, that's cold, Mike. I'm looking at 7 catches, 132 yards, and 1 touchdown. Swipe right, baby. Swipe right. He's playing the Dolphins. Come on, you know what the Dolphins are.
Their defense is terrible. Their offense is much better.
What else?
Like they're. I haven't looked it up. What's the over/under on that game?
Take Buffalo. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It could be 32.5. Take Buffalo. All right, Mike. Next up, Drake London. I know you like Drake London.
I do like Drake London. I've liked him since he came out. I'm swiping right on Drake London all day.
All right, so we did talk about Atlanta. Actually, I think all 3 touchdowns last week from Penix did go through London. Like we did talk about, though, they are playing Indy. I don't see any game of Indy versus Atlanta where Gardner is not 1v1 on London all game.
You think he just drapes over London all game?
Yeah, all game. I think that takes London out of the game. So I'm going to swipe left on London.
I'm still going to go right. London, I mean, sauce is sauce, right? We know he's money, but new to the team, like first game with the team, they're going to be overseas. I think London still gets some points here.
I don't know, man.
If you're thinking that London gets shut down, is Kyle Pitts going to be?
No, absolutely.
You think so?
Yeah,
I like Kyle Pitts this year.
No, definitely. I think that's exactly what it's going to be, and that's what I'm seeing happen. All right. So, Mike, any other trade impacts? I know we talked about Jacoby, and he's not going to. I don't. You think he might be a factor, but I don't think he's going to be a factor this week. Are there any other trades out there that are going to be impactful for fantasy players?
For fantasy wise, I don't know. Like trades, I was just stuck on my boy getting traded to the Eagles. I wasn't super happy about it. I knew it was kind of inevitable. Jalen Phillips going over there. He was a Hurricane who went to the Dolphins, which is a big thing for me. I mean, Philly's D might see an upgrade. Who's Philly playing this week?
Oh, Philly is they're playing the Packers.
I mean, Philly's D might be a good pickup.
Mhm.
So,
All
other
right.
than that, I'm not seeing. I don't know about too much of an impact fantasy wise.
Right. All right. But so before we wrap up the show, Mike, and before we get into our this week's bets, let's go ahead and cover some of last week what we did. We started on Saturday. We were busy during the day, but we put a little bit of coin on Florida State plus minus 12.5. We hit there, and then on Sunday we started with the 1 o'clock games. We put a little coin on the Broncos and Texans under 41 points. We hit that. Then we went into 4 o'clock games. We took the Jags to win. The point spread was 1.5. But we went ahead and just took, because if we took them just straight up to win, then it was only a five like one minus. It was 100 and then minus 105 if we took it straight up. So we just took it straight up, and we hit that. So we hit that, and then we also, since we were so confident that was going to win, we did the under. We teased it with we parlayed it with the Chiefs and the Bills under at 53. So we were able to hit a nice little parlay there. When we're betting, we haven't been doing too good lately. So this weekend we really just focused on what we knew was going to hit, and we just invested it there. But we always got to do it for fun parlay, So this week our for fun parlay was a 6-teamer. We had Bears minus 2.5. That hit. We had the Broncos to win. That hit. Titans plus 10. That hit. Patriots to win. That hit. Steelers plus 3. That hit. But the Detroit Lions.
How did that happen, right?
I don't get it.
If I'm looking at this, when we're picking, I'm like, Detroit's the lock, right?
Yeah.
No.
So wasn't a bad weekend. We did pretty good overall.
Should we call the FBI?
Not yet. Let's have another weekend.
Was there a lot of money on Minnesota?
Oh, probably. Yeah. They need to cut. Somebody needs to cover all that new big salary they got on their team. So yeah, they went ahead and threw that. All right, Mike. So this week's bets, what you looking like?
For me, I got just a couple quick ones here that I might play with. I like Colts minus 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
That is the early game, yeah.
Yep.
Colt, you I know you like Atlanta, but I like the Colts. They come off a shellacking. They got to be pretty good.
Oh, I'm taking the Colts in the game. Yeah, but I'm saying from a fantasy perspective, yeah, I like Penix.
Yeah. I'm definitely taking Colts minus 6.5.
Okay.
Ravens. I like the Ravens minus 4.
Okay.
I mean, Lamar's back, and I think they're going to go on a run here, and I think they're going to make a serious playoff push. I know they had a rough start to the season.
Mm-hmm.
Minus 4, I like it. I like the Ravens.
Absolutely.
Bears minus 4.5.
Okay.
Against the Giants. I think the Giants are in shambles, and I just think the Bears are at home, so that's a big plus too. So I like that minus 4.5. Canes, I don't like the spread there, and I don't like the way the Canes have been playing, but I do like the over 45.5.
Okay.
So against Syracuse, I think Miami needs to come out and make a statement game where they put up 30, 40 points. So I know Syracuse is going to score some, so I like the over there.
Okay. Continue.
How dare you? And this one's for you.
Okay.
Clemson minus 2.
All right. I like it, man. I like it all around. Because if you lose, I win, right? So, so I stuck with the NFL this week. There are a few colleges games that I like this week. I did not put it up there, but I do like Memphis this week in college. I like it a lot. So that's not part of my 5 though. I'm sticking straight with the NFL this week, and I took Texans minus 1.5 at home against the Jags. So I expect that defense to do what it does, and the offense to do enough, like it does. I'm taking the Browns minus 1.5 at the Jets. Jets lost a lot this week, and not that the Browns are phenomenal offensively, but I think the run game is going to do just enough or more than enough to get past the Jets easily. I think that one's a super, super lock there.
What's the spread on that one?
1.5.
1.5. Oh, okay.
Yep. All right.
I like that.
Seahawks at home -6.5 against the Cards. I'm taking that. And the reason I'm taking it is because Seattle continues every single week to do it again and again and again.
Shout out to Ian, our new fan. He's a big Seahawks fan.
Yo, shout out. Go Seahawks. Shout out Ian, man. Hell yeah. Your team is doing it, bro. Be happy because they are consistently doing it, and they're doing it in the right ways. You know what I mean? So they're handling business out there. So I like that. 6.5 points, a big spread, bigger than I'd like, but I definitely like it. No way the Lions don't bounce back after last week, right? So I'm taking the Lions -6.5 at Washington. We covered the issues with Washington. I don't see much coming out of there. If the Lions can't beat them by 6.5, then we need to rethink our power standings on the Lions. Okay. And then I'm taking Eagles +1.5 at Green Bay. I think that's a winner there. I think the Eagles do what they do, and the Packers are so up and down, wishy-washy, and then with the injury to Kraft, I mean, that they're not looking good.
Tush push for the win, huh?
Tush push for the win, baby. So I got Rebet up on the screen, guys. Rebet is available in all the states that you see there listed or highlighted in orange. We got a QR code up there. You can go ahead and hit that, sign up. They'll give you a $100 purchase match. What I like about Rebet is that you can follow people that also use it. So last week I used Hard Rock. This week we're gonna go ahead and use Rebet, and we're gonna use Rebet because you'll be able to follow us on Rebet, and you'll see the bets that we're putting in. All right. So on Rebet, and you can bet on the games, the spreads. I like it. But if you like to bet on individual players, all right, use Better. All right. The QR code is up at the top left. If you see it, QR code will give you a free $10 bet and then up to a $200 deposit bonus for when you first sign up. Now, Better is for daily, is for the players. All right. So if you want to bet on player numbers, over-unders, go ahead and sign up for this using our QR code. If you're looking for tickets this weekend, Vivid Seats, after the live show ends, you'll have, all the information down below. You can use our QR code or a link for Vivid Seats. If you're going to go to a game, save some money. Vivid Seats is way better than any other ticket broker out there. Mike, it's been a great show. You got any final words for the fans?
No. I mean, big week starts tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're winning money this weekend. Okay, you heard the bets. All right, you'll see them on Rebet. If you're not on there, get on there. Follow us. Follow Bleacher Bet on there as well. They're killing it. Okay. It's been a great week. We thank you guys for tuning in. Until next week. Do what's the Trump dance? Can you do that? What does he do? Oh,
isn't that it?
There it is. There it is.
I'm old school. I do the drain.
Wire work, turning pennies to gold. DFS stacks, let the storyline unfold. Bad beats hit, but the fools don't bend. Prop slips live, ride it out to the end. Trade court open, bring your lopsided plea. We'll bang the gavel on your fantasy fraud spree. We'll ruin Sunday, we'll read the eulogy, then bury that pick in Foolz mythology. Fantasy Foolz riding high on the line. Cash on the spread and the W's mine. From draft day nerds to Sunday insanity. Fantasy Foolz, where insanity meets fantasy. Chart the targets, chase that pace. Match up edges all over the place. Bankroll calm even when it looks wild. Fools make order from chaos styled. Start or sit, yeah, swipe that call. Flex spot flames or a waterfall. Laughter losses, double down with class. Fools turn Sunday